The transition was not instantaneous, but terrifyingly swift. Over the course of a single month, a complex interaction between a rogue, high-energy particle shower from a distant supernova and Earth's magnetic field acted like an electromagnetic brake release, accelerating the planet's rotation. The day didn't stabilize until it reached the new, brutal cadence: 60 minutes, 30 minutes of blazing, unfiltered daylight, and 30 minutes of sudden, chilling night. The year was 2058. The initial chaos was astronomical. Tidal forces became violently exaggerated, scouring coastal regions and creating perpetual, hurricane-force winds that screamed across the landmasses, attempting to keep pace with the rotation. The atmosphere itself was ripped into layers, creating zones of near vacuum at the equator and crushing pressure at the poles. Life above ground became a constant, desperate battle against the wind and the extreme, whiplash thermal changes. Humans survived by retreating into massive, heavily shielded subterranean anchor cities, built deep into bedrock, and powered by the massive, newly harnessed tidal energy. I was Dr. Ben Kale, an astrophysicist living in Anchor City Omega, one of the last bastions of science. Our existence was regulated by the clock. The 60-minute day dictated everything. The 30 minutes of sunlight were monitored by shielded relays that instantly converted the light into emergency power before the heat could penetrate the rock. 30 minutes later, we plunged into absolute darkness, relying on the geothermal vents to regulate temperature before the planet cooled too rapidly. Our lives were safe, monotonous, and utterly divorced from the chaotic, screaming surface. For 5 years, our biggest concern was power regulation and internal morale. We were, however, constantly monitoring the planet's gravitational and rotational integrity. Our models showed that while the rotation was terrifyingly fast, it should remain stable. But the data from the deep core seismic arrays began to tell a different story. The rapid, ceaseless rotational changes were causing immense, unprecedented shearing forces between the Earth's liquid outer core and the solid inner core. Instead of rotating as a single system, the layers were slipping against each other, generating catastrophic, internal friction. We observed two terrifying phenomena. First, the magnetic field, driven by the churning liquid core, was fluctuating wildly, threatening to collapse entirely. Second, the friction was generating impossible heat. The anchor cities were designed to regulate against surface temperature shifts, not against a planet cooking itself from the inside out. Our deep core temperatures were spiking, threatening to render the bedrock itself unstable. Driven by panic, we devised a plan, the Counterforce Initiative. Using the massive tidal energy harnessed from the surface, we aimed to apply precisely calibrated, opposing forces to the planet's crust in a series of synchronized megablasts, attempting to slow the rotation back toward a manageable 8-hour day. It was our only hope to save the core before it boiled over. The day of the first megablast arrived. It required the full, synchronized power of every remaining anchor city. The control room was silent, save for the rhythmic, violent thrum of the planet beneath our feet. 3, 2, 1. The blast fired. The planet trembled. The rotational speed dropped by exactly 0.0001%. A success. But immediately, the seismic arrays went silent, then returned with data that made Ben's blood run cold. The shearing forces hadn't lessened, they had merely shifted. But the core temperature, instead of dropping, spiked exponentially. The internal friction was now uncontrollable. The counterforce had accelerated the internal, destructive process. The unexpected twist was revealed when Dr. Lena Vasquez, our geologist, noticed a recurring frequency in the core data, a complex, ordered pulse that had been hidden beneath the rotational noise. The core wasn't boiling randomly, it was cycling. The rapid rotation hadn't been an accident caused by external forces. The external force had merely unlocked an intended, internal rapid spin cycle. The true horror: the Earth wasn't a stable planet accidentally accelerated. It was a colossal, non-terrestrial device. And its engine, the core, required a massive rotational speed to function. The rapid rotation wasn't destroying the planet, it was powering it up. The internal friction and heat were the intended output of the power generation. The original, slow 24-hour day was merely the idle state. A long, slow pause initiated millions of years ago when the mechanism ran out of a crucial resource. The rogue particle shower hadn't accelerated the Earth. It had provided the missing catalyst, initiating the internal process. And the Counterforce Initiative, our desperate attempt to save the planet, had nearly delivered the final, synchronized power jolt required to fully kick the colossal engine into overdrive. Ben looked at the core data. The pulsing frequency had changed. It wasn't just heat and energy, it was structured. It was a signal. The rapid, 60-minute day was the key to communicating with the original designers. As the heat of the core surged to catastrophic levels, the bedrock began to crack around Anchor City Omega. The last screen displayed a terrifying, repeating pattern of the core's energy output, now optimized and transmitting rapidly across the galaxy. The Earth was running at its design speed. The planet was saved, but humanity was utterly expendable. The last sound Ben heard was the core's rhythmic, massive thump-thump-thump echoing through the rock, not as a dying shudder, but as the steady, powerful beat of a machine fully alive and finally reporting in. We didn't live on a world. We lived on an intergalactic beacon that had just finished booting up.